Audio Jungle. Audio
Yo ho ho, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Don Mafia Live, your go-to show about the NFL that gives you the latest and breaking news accompanied by some of the best amateur analysis on the face of the planet. I am your host, Dan Mitchell. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much once again for joining in on this wonderful day, right? I mean, yesterday, I'm not sure if anybody did end up joining us, but we ended up doing a film session where we ended up trying to dissect exactly what ended up happening to the Buffalo Bills offense last year against the Bengals in the playoffs. And we ended up coming to a conclusion. In fact, I'm going to put this mic a little closer. By the way, I did get like this boom arm that I've just been way too lazy to install, but eventually that's just going to be right in my face, man. It's going to be nice. But so we ended up coming to a conclusion that one of the biggest red flags last year was the offensive line. So last night I couldn't sleep because I was legitimately going through all of this film. I'm sure that you guys can imagine that I'm super excited about having access like right to this now. But I pulled up a bunch of clips of our offensive line, and I ended up picking out games where I noticed that our PFF score was absolutely atrocious when it came into run blocking, pass blocking, and the games where Allen received the most pressures and the most sacks. Surprise, surprise, if anybody is a Jets fan or a Miami Dolphins fan in this live chat right now, you'll notice that all the clips I pulled were from those games because that is where our offensive line just did not show up to save their absolute lives. We're going to be looking at film exclusively from an offensive line perspective from the Bills' Week 3 matchup against the Miami Dolphins. And then we're also going to be looking at the Week 9 matchup against the Jets. And then once again, that playoff game. And so that playoff game against the Miami Dolphins as well. So it's going to be painful once again. I promise you guys. It's not just going to be doom and gloom for the rest of the week. I just think that when it comes down into any question marks the Buffalo Bills have going on into this season, I think the offensive line has to be dominating the conversation at this point. So hopefully we can all come to a conclusion. I think you guys are going to come to the exact same conclusion as I do. Spoiler alert, it's definitely the right side of that offensive line. That's for damn sure. But yeah, so we're going to get into that. Super excited. Right before I do, though, I do need to give, wow, dude, my hair, bro, is what it is. Anyway, have to give a giant shout out to the proud sponsor of Don Mafia Live, and that just so happens to be the Monster Sleep Mask. Ladies and gentlemen, last night I was struggling going to sleep. I forgot about this. Normally, I have this on my face each and every single night. It was probably because I was still hyped up on adrenaline from being upset after watching all of that film on the offensive line, and then also what I did to myself last night when I rewatched that Bills-Bengals playoff game and that offensive sort of display. But was having a very difficult time falling asleep, and then I was like, oh shit, my Monster Sleep Mask. Went on ahead and I put this right on out, ladies and gentlemen, and I passed out literally within 2 or 3 minutes. This is the most comfortable face mask on the face of the planet. It has like these nice little like eye holders and eye cups, so it's not like crushing your eyeball or your eyelashes, etc. So it's super comfortable. No light gets through this either. So if you're a big nap person, but you have an issue falling asleep, if there's even a inkling of light sneaking into your room, this thing is hands down one of my favorite purchases that I've had in my entire life. It's loose, it's compact, it's comfortable. Great gift for a girlfriend, for a friend that you know that doesn't sleep well, or maybe you just want to prioritize your sleep. But whatever you do, let's take control of naps. Let's take control of our productivity, and it always starts with sleep. So Monster Sleep Mask, that information is in my description, and it is also pinned at the live chat comment as well. So say, for example, you want to take a look at that. Fantastic investment. Absolutely fantastic investment. I'm going to go ahead and put this hat back on right here, so I'm not memed by you fools. But yeah, so that's the title. I do want to go on ahead and get into the chat here for a second, say hello to my people. A bunch of regular faces, and I definitely appreciate that. Luis, what's up, Luis? I'm doing great, my friend. Streaming right now, and then afterwards, I am going to go get a workout in and try and get some more stuff done. And then I am going to go see The Flash tonight. I'm like a big superhero nerd. So I am going to go see The Flash later this evening. Of course, after I'm done with Bills Mafia happy hour. And then tomorrow I'm golfing. So it's going to be a nice weekend. That's for sure. Taliba, what's going on, man? How's life? Jacob just coming in, spitting absolute truth, saying, go Bills. Go Bills is damn right, my friend. Mason, what's going on, brother? Hope all is well. Long time no see. Go Bandits. Yeah, I did see that they had their parade yesterday, or maybe it was the day before. Super funny. And you know what? I'm so glad that there was a championship that was brought to Buffalo, New York. It's been nice. I saw videos. I'm not going to lie to you. Listen, I think you guys might think that I'm a terrible Buffalonian. Never been to a Bandits game. Haven't watched the Bandits game. But I'm going to have to do it this year. It's on my bucket list. Well, I'd say a bucket list is a bit extreme, but it's something I do want to do. Ollie is coming in saying, what up, man? Hope all is well. Dan, brand new moderator on the channel. Ollie, as a matter of fact, was one of my original moderators. But Ollie, since you've been gone for the past couple of days, man, I had to just add a couple of more, right? And so not that I'm not lenient with this, with this live chat. Like, I allow all fan bases, if they want to come in here and spew a bunch of fiction, say things like, oh, so Josh Allen's trash, or the Bills are going to finish third in the division or fourth in the division, or some nonsense like that, whatever, let them have it. But definitely needed some more help from the moderator side of things. Super exciting from there. Cody, good morning. Good morning, my friend. Hope all is well. Zoeac13 says, we need to see how much our O-line depth has improved from last year to this year. We're going to uncover this, man. Like I said, I have pulled how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 clips. 6 clips. It's demonstrating our starters that are still going to be out there, and then it's also demonstrating some of our depth moves as well in about 1 or 2 clips. Nothing too serious, but still in my eyes, after what I saw, there is a lot. There is a lot to worry about. That's for sure. Sorry, I haven't been in for a couple of days. Finished my exams and was studying a lot. Listen, bro, school's first. School's first. I definitely get it. So glad you're back, though, man. Happy summer vacation. Hope all is well. Jacob says, in New Jersey for vacation. Enjoy, brother. Enjoy. It's definitely always good to be able to step out for a bit, relax, unplug, set aside from your daily responsibilities, whether or not that it's work, whether or not that it's school. I totally get it. It's very, very good for your mental health. Hey, Debbie. Hope all is well, Deb. Bobby, HC. Yo, ho, ho, fellas. Yo, ho, ho is right. And so I feel like Torrance is going to be a big part this year. I really hope so. I really, really hope so. I think maybe it was this week or maybe it was last week. Somebody in the chat came in and said, I feel like an unrealistic expectation is that Osiris Torrance is going to go in there and he's automatically going to be like a veteran level contributor right to this team. I hope he is. I really hope he is. But from what I've seen on this tape, anything, absolutely anything can be better than Roger Saffold. That's for sure. That's for damn sure. Exciting you are learning and informing us of what you learned. Debbie, listen, that's half the game. That's been my entire life. You know what I mean? I wing it. As long as I stay one lesson ahead, it's how it works, right? Like, I mean, now that I'm doing this full time, I figured, you know what? I really need to take my content up a notch. So I was like, what can I do that makes it better? And that's film study, right? Like, this is going to be the second time I've ever done this, right? I'm going to do my best when it comes down to it. But listen, right before the season, I'm going to be a damn expert, my friend. I promise myself that I will. I'm putting it all in. Putting it all in. Dan is trying to make us cry. Oh, man. Come on. Bobby HZ says, I need that mask. Well, listen, bro. Code Don Mafia gets you 10% off. Knock it out. Helps out, man. It's completely solid. So make sure you get it cut at Dark Horse. Yo, ho, ho, gals and bros. Pez Buff, my guy. Not too far away from me. He's in the Carolinas. Juan Torres, what's up, man? Hope all is well. And congratulations right to the Buffalo Bandits on the championship. I 1,000% agree with you. Mark's coming in and saying, I love watching you while I work here in Minnesota. Are you working from home or are you in the office? That's awesome, man. Listen, I'm glad that I could be any sort of background noise for you guys, whether or not that you're in the office or whether or not that you're at home working. Super, super cool if you had this pulled up like during like while you're in the office watching the entire thing. Definitely solid. Mark Hansen's coming in. Go Bills. That's what I'm talking about. Todd, what's up, Dan? Love the film breakdowns. I believe the O-line has been upgraded this offseason. I hope it translates in the regular season. Film breakdown is awesome. Leah, thank you so much. Fry Daddy says, what a hat, right, dude? Solid little golf hat, man. I got it from the Bills store. And so I got it from the Bills store, man. I think it's sold out because I tried looking for it, and I was going to put the link right in my description in case anybody was like down for it, because like, oh man, solid golf hat. Rocking that tomorrow on the course. Hopefully I play well, or I would say otherwise I'd be upset. Speaking of the offensive line, I think the D-line and O-line have cap casualties or trade candidates. Would I keep Dantzler over Jackson? Yes, I would. That's an interesting take. That's a very interesting take. I don't know enough about Dantzler. I've watched a little bit of him when he was in Minnesota, but we're just going to have to see how he plays out. Spencer Brown better show up. He better, and trust me, if you're looking to like feel confident about him, or if you're looking to feel a little bit better about his performance, the clips I'm about to show you are not going to help. Okay, so if you are angry with Spencer Brown right now, just wait until I start showing you some of these clips that come out here. I really think Torrance is a true first-round talent, and we just got the biggest steal. I was seeing many mocks on him going to us the first round. Absolutely, several mocks were. In fact, I would probably even go as far as saying that 55 to 60% of the mocks had him going where that was. But so if the Bills are trash, how did they end up 13-3? And so I can't wait to see downtown after the Bills win the whole thing. Is Buffalo's going to shut down? It may never recover if that happens, but I'm sure they'll forgive us. I am sure they will forgive us. As you can see, your offensive line is bad, but Josh Allen really is bad at ball placement. Go watch the Miami game and you will see. I have been seeing that. He's good at ball placement, but like there's like games where like he's off, right? Like he's not like there's at least 2 or 3 games a year where it's just off and it's not working. While I was watching some of these clips, like there were some bad throws, and some of them he actually had some pretty clean protection, but it's something he has to clean up. It is something that he needs to clean up. How many linemen make the 53? Oh, man, we're going to be doing a 53-man roster here sometime next week. I really need to sit down and take a look. Yeah, stay tuned. Stay tuned. Next week, I will go on ahead and I will actually put down a actual 53-man roster who I think is going to be the guy. And it's way too early, obviously, because we don't know. And so right out of all the new players we got this offseason, do you see any of them taking anyone's spot in the starting lineup? I see Leonard Floyd taking snaps away from Rousseau, and then I also see him taking snaps away from Epinesa as well. I see him being a massive contributor. I see Damian Harris being RB1. And so I've said that a couple of times, but I do see Damian Harris being RB1. And so everyone's excited about James Cook. But like I said, I feel like that we're going to have an entire new plan for him this season. Sitting here holding a hook, waiting for the epoxy to set with 2 6 milli gum pillies, 1 upper decky, 1 lower decky. Sitting, wow, my guy. Wow. And so I need to screenshot that and submit it to National Geographic. Wow. Wow. I love it. So here is who I think will be on the offensive line this year. Ryan Bates, guard. Then McGovern. David Edwards, Osiris Torrance, Nick Broker. Okay, so you're thinking that the rookie's going to make the team. That's interesting. Tommy Doyle. David Quessenberry. Damn, you think Spencer Brown's about to be gone? And so I did see somebody ask about whether or not that like we could trade Spencer Brown. Like, bro, like he's not trade material. Like, I honestly don't see a team wanting to give out assets for him. I really don't. I feel like that we're going to keep him. And so Glenn hating on Josh. Must be a day that ends in Y. And so any updates with DeAndre Hopkins? He visited and so the Patriots last night. Like there's rumors that he's going to sign with them. There's rumors that he's going to sign with Tennessee. We don't know when he's going to make a decision, man. Honestly, like I am just so and so I mean, I'm just going to yeah, whatever. Jacob Spears is coming in saying, I'm going to miss you when school starts. Listen, brother. And so I'm live a lot more after than just the morning show, my friend. I do Bills Mafia happy hour. And then during the season, bro. And so if you think that you're seeing a lot from me now, wait until the season comes. And so I do live game reactions, live play-by-plays. I do preview videos. I have like a bunch of other YouTubers on my show to preview our games together. And those are typically later, like later in the night as well. So I promise you, you will be seeing a lot of me. And but we will certainly miss you during the morning show. That is for sure. And so the good news is that Buffalo had the worst offensive line in the AFC East last year. Can't get any worse. It does sound like a troll right there, ladies and gentlemen, but we did rank 23rd in the entire league last year. And here's a fun fact. I do want to go on ahead and point out a couple of things. So Spencer Brown had 26 blown blocks last year. 26. Pretty significant, right? Pretty significant. Like you think, okay, that's pretty bad. He had to be the outlier. He had to be the control group that was so far out of the curve, nobody could potentially be close to him. No, the person in second place had 25 blown blocks. Can anybody guess in the live chat right before I reveal this? Can anybody guess who had 25 blown blocks, just a single blown block less than Spencer Brown, who receives a lot of criticism? I'll sit back and I'll wait. I'll sit back and I wait. Who do you think is in second place for blown blocks at 25, just one less than Spencer Brown? And I guarantee you, dude did not get nearly as much shit as Spencer Brown did last year. Bingo. 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 No, dude. Surprisingly not. Surprisingly not. Like Saffold was ass. He was very bad. But most of his stuff I have seen, most of Saffold's stuff that I have seen is that dude just didn't know his assignment. Like the game was just way too fast for him. Like I saw so much from the tape I watched last night. Like dude just didn't even know his damn assignment. He muffed. That was his thing. Dawkins had a lot of blown blocks last year. It was Deion Dawkins. It's crazy. It's crazy. Nobody would have thought. I didn't, because nobody gave Deion Dawkins shit last year. It was all Spencer Brown. It was all Roger Saffold. Nobody gave Deion Dawkins shit, at least on the media side of things, at least from the fan bases. So it's definitely pretty rough. But Brandon Day, he's coming out there. He's like, listen, I said it first. Brandon Day said, you already snow. You already snow. And so I'm pretty sure and so you already snow. And so I'm fully confident that Snowman's going to come back. Love that guy for our locker room. He's been good in the past. He may have just had an off year. It was a rough season for the Buffalo Bills. But anyway, ladies and gents, let's go on ahead. Let's start watching some film here. Okay? Start watching some film. Let me go ahead and get this, share the screen. This is going to be the first one. Like I said, when it comes down to it, y'all, that's the wrong one, but we'll start sharing on this one. Boom. All right. Okay. So when it comes down to it, I ended up picking up 3 games. And with all of these, what they all have in common is the fact that this is where our PFF run blocking score was terrible. Our pass blocking score was terrible. And the time where Josh Allen experienced pressures and sacks as well. And it just so happened to be that first game against Miami, week 3. And then it also happened to be week 9 against the Jets, where Josh Allen ended up hurting his elbow. And then last but not least, the third worst game, or actually I would even say the worst offensive line performance was against the Miami Dolphins in the playoffs. But as of right now, this is 3rd and 8 as of right now in the first week of the Miami game. I think everybody remembers this. We have our dude Brown right here. We have Ryan Bates, who this is interesting because Bates lines up at right guard 9 times out of 10 when he is not playing center. But Osiris Torrance, vast majority of the snaps he's taken in his entire collegiate career was at right guard. So we have to question ourselves, can Bates potentially move over into the left guard position, or can we trust somebody else that was in the depth perspective? Who knows? And then Dawkins over here, blah, blah, blah. So right over here, you have Dawson Knox, who's going to act as an additional blocker, Singletary more than likely, but let's go ahead and play this out, and let's see. It's not pretty. So ball snap, they're obviously showing pressure, man coverage, he's dropping back. Who did that, right? Look at that. Absolute muff. Dion Dawkins right here. Dion Dawkins, right? So Saffold has his assignment right there, basically tasked with double teaming. And then you have Ryan Bates right over there doing what he needs to do. And then surprisingly, Spencer Brown not looking like an idiot. So then you go there, and then absolutely, maybe Dion Dawkins is just too slow, especially when it comes down into like a very speedy, like a very, very speedy sort of defensive end. That could be it, but it's a huge theme. It's a massive, huge theme when it comes down to it. It's sad. It really, really is. Jacob says, so are you going to be a full-time YouTuber? I already am, my friend. Already am, brother. I've been full-time for about 2 months. I love it. It's my dream job. And I wake up every morning with a smile on my face. It's beautiful. So are the game films free? And so are the game films free to watch, or do you need a subscription? Low Piccolo, you can get it on NFL Plus, and I believe it's $10 a month. It's not terrible. It's not terrible, but it literally gives you every single game for like the past 8 years. So it's well worth the investment. We were terrible in the red zone last year. We got to get better this season. 110% agree with you. We're going to see a couple of clips right there, but just looking back, that one was very rough. Bates is not starting this year. He's talented, right? We paid him some money. I would love to see if he could potentially transition over into that right guard position, man, for real. Damn. And so left guard, excuse me. That, or maybe we have something in McGovern. Maybe we have something in McGovern. Perhaps we do. We're going to have to see how that plays out. But, okay, so first one, right as you can see, we will watch it just to get pain again. And so I got to give it to Miami, man. Like, they always brought the heat to us each and every single time. They took advantage of the weak links, literally stacking the damn box over there. They were just telling us immediately what we were doing, and we couldn't do anything, right? And so Singletary tried, but come on, it's Singletary. It's like 5'8", but that's just, stuff that happened. Stuff that happened right over there. Okay, so that was the first clip that came down. Dion Dawkins was number 1. Okay, this is where it gets a little bit more interesting. Same game. Flipped this time. We have all of the usual suspects. Spencer right over there. Morse. Oh, our guy Dion. Let's see what we got. Fasten your seatbelts. So man coverage from Miami, drops back, and then what do you know? And so he does make a play out of this. So everybody else has their assignment pretty much on point. And so have that extra blocker right in the backfield, right? Which is, once again, an undersized running back. But everything else looks fine. But that weak link right there, Spencer Brown, nothing. Moves around. Luckily, Josh Allen was able to go ahead and make some moves. Cross-body throw. Oh, man. I could only imagine that I was probably quincing once I ended up seeing that. It was something. It was something, man. It really was. It really, really was. What's going on? It's okay, says Quisenberry. Listen, man, not going to lie to you. And so Quesenberry did a lot better than Spencer Brown. As far as the tape that I was watching, I'm not saying that he's a starter. I'm just saying as far as the depth piece was concerned, he was outperforming Spencer Brown on several games, surprisingly enough. So Cody is saying that Dawkins was set too inside. I feel like that's his weakness, like as a tackle, man. Like if he goes up to any sort, or if he goes up against any sort of athletic defensive end that is absolutely speedy and has good hands, he's screwed. And you're going to see that theme moving in here sooner or later. So give Damian Harris the ball inside the 20. Totally get that. Bates is insurance for Morse. And so that's a positive, Dan. It shows our depth. Absolutely. Wow. We've had some characters. Should have gotten extra protection on the blind side. And this is going to be a theme. This is going to be an absolute theme. Bates is either our right guard, center, or big tight end. The usual suspects. Listen, all of these clips I ended up pulling up are indeed the usual suspects. And so I feel like Dawkins needs to get in better shape. That or just conditioning. When it comes into it. Show the play on 4th down on Miami 5. My friend, you're going to see that one. Not unless you were talking about that one when Josh Allen, when he threw it in the dirt. I didn't pick that one because there was no usual suspects, but I did pick the play beforehand. I did watch that one. It made me cringe, but I didn't notice any like bluffs or blunders from the Buffalo Bills offensive line. So and so I didn't pick that one. Could the Bills install Knox and so to take Bobby Hart's spot, rate in our jumbo packages and use Kincaid as a tight end? 110%. I would not be surprised if Dorsey uses a lot of 21 personnel out there. And so has James Cook or Damian Harris, and then Dawson Knox sort of serving as like your fullback, as like some extra protection off to the side, because there's still that weakness on the right? Like there's still that weakness on the right. Like not unless and so I want to make sure that I don't butcher this guy's name, Shell. And so unless Brandon Shell can really step up and immediately take over for Spencer Brown, we're going to need some extra protection. There's going to be a lot of 21. And so there's going to be a lot of 21-man personnel. That is 110% for sure. Mike was saying that I think Miami was the first to expose Dorsey. So after this game, teams knew that they could odd man rush and pressure Josh to hurry and make mistakes. Yes, but I also think, like looking back at it, I feel like Dorsey did about as much as he possibly could. And what defenses were taking advantage of was the personnel that we had, especially on the right side of that offensive line. Deion Dawkins, Saffold, they knew it. And say, for example, anybody ever had any sort of athletic D-line, like freakishly athletic, it just got really bad. Okay, so next clip. This is on the Buffalo 37. I feel like we already watched this one. Let's see. No, we did not. He's up immediately. It happened so fast. Okay. Our dude, of course, Deion Dawkins. But it looks like Miami's bringing the damn house, man. Like they have, hold on. Yeah. I mean, it looks like a cover 1, but it's bad. So Singletary is out there like as an extra blocker. Let's see who blows this one. Okay. Deion Dawkins runs over to the opposite side of the line. So I'm not sure if the play was maybe just like an out route, like maybe to that receiver off to this side or something that he wanted to block for, but it didn't seem like it. Or with that pump fake, it did seem like that maybe he wasn't open when he could. And then Dion Dawkins just completely bails. And then look at that. Dude, like, that was a straight lane to him. That was an absolute straight lane to my guy. It was bad. It was very bad. Once again, and so Miami's bringing the house, and so Dion's just giving the play away. I guarantee you that that play call was an out route right to that receiver or some sort of short pass, hoping for yards after the catch, which we know is probably not even a possibility whatsoever. But Dion Dawkins just bails. Glenn, 15 is Jalen Phillips, right? And so 15 is Jalen. And so it could have been a designed run. But Josh is normally a lot quicker on his feet when it comes into it. Just absolutely rough. Rough situation here, ladies and gents. All right. Now, this is where it gets okay, this is where it gets even more interesting right here. Okay, this is the Jets game, not fun. And so the only clip from the Jets game, and so Cody thought it was a design run. Hey, listen, I'm learning here, baby. I'm learning. Thank you so much. Now I know. Nick, what's up, man? Hope all is well. Who is the most important lineman for our team rates to succeed? We need Dion Dawkins to step up. And so we need Dawkins to step up. Absolutely. That and whether or not it's Spencer Brown or whether or not that it's Shell that takes over, like, we need to solidify this. Saffold, obviously, like, I think, like, you put anybody at that right guard position, it's going to be an improvement. So Josh Arnold is saying that Dawkins is a solid tackle. Just give him someone next to him that he doesn't have to worry about, and he'll be back in Pro Bowl form, which we have now. Nick, hi, Dan. What's going on, man? What's going on? Hope all is well. All right. Okay, this is the Jets game. This is the iconic one where Josh Allen ended up taking about 5 sacks this game. But this was hands down, I would say, like, and so the poorest display. So the Jets, man, that D-line was pretty crazy right there. Okay, so you have Cook right there, right within the backfield as an additional blocker. Let's roll the tape. Once again, usual suspects. That's Dion Dawkins right there. Yeah, look at that hand movement, man. My God. So I guarantee you that Josh Allen probably wanted a little bit more time for this guy to finish out his route. Yeah, I guarantee you he wanted a little bit more time for James Cook to finish that route right there, man. Dion Dawkins didn't do him any favors. So he went there. I feel like everybody else had their assignment. And so Spencer Brown probably got a holding on that call right there too. But it's tough, man. It's tough. And so really looking through all this stuff, I would have thought for the most part that we would have been seeing like a lot more Saffold as far as like big plays. But dude, there was a lot of muffs from our tackles. A lot of muffs. King Cat, what's going on, man? What's going on, King Cat? We are dissecting exactly what is wrong with our offensive line, right? It's been an issue for us, and you just ended up seeing our clip from that Jets game in Week 9, and we're just trying to figure out exactly what's wrong, and then we're also going to dissect of whether or not that we think we did enough to improve this offseason. So thanks for coming in, my friend. Hope all is well. DF forever. Yo, Dan, guys, hit that like button. like a woodpecker in heat. Listen, guys, I forgot to even say that. Listen, smashing the like button is the best way to support this channel. It's free. It takes less than a second, and it really helps me out with that YouTube algorithm. If that's your cup of tea and you want to show some support to your boy, hit that like button. Make it happen. So Glenn said that he needs to step up in the pocket. I agree. He definitely does. We back at it. I know, Tom. I'm sorry. Listen, I promise you, like, not all of these streams are just going to be us looking back at the things the Bills did wrong. Okay. Yesterday, we ended up doing the offense. Right today, we're doing the O-line. And then next week, I'll probably unpack that defense right against the Bengals as well. And then I think we're probably going to do exactly like dissect between Dable's offense and Dorsey's offense and see whether or not that they are as different as we think they are, as far as scheme, as far as production. There's a lot of exciting things we're going to be doing on this morning show and even into Bills Mafia happy hour as well. So I hope you guys are certainly enjoying it. Saffel just kept getting worse and worse as the year went on. Absolutely. Jizzy Fresh. What is going on, man? Hope all is well. How good are Harris and Murray at blocking? Harris is very, very good. I feel like Murray should be. He's an absolute unit. I don't know. And so Damian Harris is a great blocker. He's definitely better than Devin Singletary. He's definitely better than James Cook. He's got the size. He's a strong dude. So I think that may have been one of the largest reasons why we brought him in. Like that, and also his power play, at least, or his power running style. And so the only thing we don't have is a backup left tackle if Dawkins is hurt. Yeah. Right behind Dawkins is David Quessenberry. That is our guy. That is our guy. I'm not sure if Brandon Shell has ever taken any snaps at left tackle. Perhaps. But it's not looking good. Bates and Quessenberry will block Dion. Yeah. And so Bates is very versatile. He's very, very versatile. Okay. Let's put you back up here. Okay. This is the playoff game. The one that, and so the one that gave us a heart attack the entire time that we were playing. Wild shit. All right. Ready? Let's rock it. It's like man coverage right over there. Drops back. Again. Spencer Brown. And so Josh does do good stepping up in the pocket, but so the pressure is just folding right now. Solid pocket presence. Runs, but then, yeah. And so then there was that, right? And so this play got completely blown up. So you can tell he was scanning the field. He was going through his progressions, trying to find his guy. Spencer Brown did him no favors. And then he goes and he fumbles the ball. He was running for his life, trying to make something out of nothing. And so I can say that I did like what he did better in the pocket in that scenario, but this is about the offensive line. This is not about Josh Allen's pocket awareness right now. Dude's just, yeah. Good God, ladies and gents. Why do we do this to ourselves? Why do we do this to ourselves, ladies and gents? And so Jason Phillips is coming in. He's saying, and Latavius Murray, great pass blocker. I was about to say, he's a unit. I hope he is. An absolute unit of a man. So I think that that's going to work out. Okay, so we got Cody, and so Harrison Phillips has been a playmaker on the Vikings since he left. Do you think he would currently make a difference on the roster, or did Bean make the better move? I mean, it's definitely tough when it comes down into the business side of things, man. It really is. And so it's really hard when it comes down into the business side of things. It's hard to keep everybody, especially when you're trying to make sure your team is as well-rounded as humanly possible. I feel like a lot of people can say the exact same thing about Wyatt Teller. And so Wyatt Teller is absolutely cleaning house over in Cleveland. And that was one of Bean's first send-offs, right? And so we ended up trading him. Who knows what our line would have looked like if Wyatt Teller was still on here, right? Who knows? But I suppose that's a woulda, coulda, shoulda. So Josh thought that was great blocking. And so I think he was being sarcastic. Um, so that last clip with Spencer Brown, man, I think that like him just allowing that defensive end just to have his way with him, like caused that play to completely break up and Josh Allen having to run for his life. Like dude didn't even skip a beat. It was bad. And so it's hard to see from this. Bad decision. We'll see. But like from this camera angle, it's pretty rough. All right. Anyway. Okay. So this is the final clip I was able to pull. Offensive line. There you go. So we got Brown right there. We got Bates, Morse, Saffold, Dawkins. Singletary's in the backfield for some extra blocking. Might be a cover. Let's see. Ooh. So the defensive tackles like did their job. And so they could only do as much as humanly possible. And so between, Morrison and Saffold. And so before the DTs ended up shedding the block without it, I suppose the defensive ends did fine. Let me see. Nope, never mind. Except for Brown. And so Dawkins even didn't get the power on that defensive end. Both of those defensive ends were just having their way with our tackles that game. Speed, shed blocking. It was, man, it was rough. It was rough. But ladies and gentlemen, that just so happens to be the tape of the clips that I wanted to pull up and show you guys as far as how our offensive line looked like last year in 2022. So it's going to look a little bit different. Like I said, we are going to have somebody brand new at right guard, left guard, now that Saffold is no longer on this team. And we ended up getting some more depth, specifically behind Dawkins. Excuse me. And so more depth right behind Spencer Brown and Brandon Shell. So maybe he ends up winning that starting position. Maybe McGovern can step up at the left guard position as well. He's going to be brand new. My buddy is a massive Cowboys fan. So he's saying that we shouldn't get too excited, but I feel like after what we've seen from Saffold last year, I feel like anything could indeed be an upgrade at that point. I really can think of that. Hockey dude, he's going to be left guard. So he's going to be left guard. As of now, he is first on the depth chart. He's first on the depth chart, but it's more than likely going to be an open competition. It's probably going to be him because right behind him is David Edwards and then the rookie that we drafted, Nick Broker. So, I mean, not unless Nick Broker just goes out there and just absolutely balls, we have no idea. And so DF Forever did come out and he did shed some something reasonable. Yeah. And so we definitely did end up having our moments. And so most O-lines do, but still a lot that should certainly be improved on, particularly with Spencer Brown, man. Particularly with Spencer Brown. I'm not saying that it's the end of the world. I mean, honestly, we took a team to 13-3 with the offensive line that finished 23rd in the overall league and overall production. I'm really hoping that Osiris Torrance and McGovern, who are very good run blockers, is going to change things up a little bit so we can introduce that run game and get some of this pressure off of us. We're just going to have to see how it plays out. Show the one where Josh Uche flings Josh Allen like a rag doll. Smirky Al is saying, put me in on O-line, coach. And so Hockey Dude is very excited about our O-line. I think all of us are, man. We're super pumped about it. 16, I believe. Let's see. 16, yep. Sal is saying, so Josh Arnold, easy to say. Someone has to be open. Who you think it is doesn't matter. Damn. So, ladies and gents, that's going to have to be the episode for today. I'm sorry I had to bring you through pain once again. Yesterday, we went over the offense during the playoff game, which I basically just opened up some old wounds. And then today, we ended up looking at some of the plays and instances from our offensive line. There's definitely a lot more material, and as somebody did put, we did have our moments, and so there were some games where we did end up stepping up, but there was always those usual suspects, right? Like that, like 26 blown blocks from Spencer Brown, the 25 from Dion did not help whatsoever. And so if you get beat, and so you get beat, but blown blocks, not ideal. Definitely not ideal. So very confident that we ended up picking up enough players where I think that we are going to see some slight improvements. I really hope so because I want to see Josh Allen have that time. I'm not sure if you guys remember, but I remember a few years ago where there was times where Josh Allen would drop back in the pocket and he would just sit there flat-footed for like 3 seconds. Like dude could have sat down and made himself a sandwich right before he completed the pass. Last year just didn't seem to be the exact same thing. It was bad. I'm pretty sure I was talking about 2020, like when that happened, because I feel like that our O-line issues happened in 2021 and in 2022. So we just have to hope for the best, really. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in to yet another edition of Don Mafia Live, sponsored by Monta Sleep Mask. I'm exhausted, and so if you guys can't even tell, so I think I'm going to take myself a little bit of a nap, and then I will be back a little later for Bills Mafia Happy Hour. Smash that like button for me. Smash that like button for me like it owes you money. Subscribe to this channel and make sure you turn on those notifications so you know every single time that I go live. Love y'all, and we'll see you in a couple hours. Deuces.